and giving people tips and advice and free advice. This is the best part of my day. So you just have to excuse me for a minute. Oh man, the English really love their tea, and I love my tea. This is my first cup of the day. All right, so today, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I thought today we could talk about septic tank soakaways. Now, septic tank soakaways, what are they and how do they work? Well, let me get straight into this for you. So here we go. So I've got all this new fandangled technology. I've got my webcam. Hi, everyone, on the webcam. I have got my kind of 3D kind of software here, which will show you an aerial and a bird's eye view of what a septic tank and soakaway are. So let's get into this. Okay, so here we got a typical house. Okay, so here we got a typical house here. And yeah, you've got some trees and you've got the garden. So this is a typical septic tank and soakaway. So let me take the grass away. Not all the grass, but the the main component here. Grass cover. There we go. Banana. All right. So here we go. Look at that. So here we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a typical septic tank and soakaway. Okay, so that's what a septic tank and soakaway look like. And so this is the soakaway here, and here, look at that. That is the septic tank. Now, this is a typical onion septic tank. Onion septic tanks have been around since the 1980s. And whilst they're old technology now, you know, not many people use them. The point is, it's mainly the concrete septic tanks and the onion septic tanks that actually are getting, you know, replaced these days. Okay, so that's a typical septic tank scenario. Okay, so you've got the here. All right, so if I just zoom out a bit again. All right, so excuse me for doing that. All right, so in fact, if I just come here, look. All right, so here you've got the property, obviously. So when you've gone to the toilet, when you've had a bath, when you've had a shower, when you've used the dishwasher, all that kind of stuff, all the wastewater leaves the property here and actually makes its way down through the the wastewater makes its way down from the property down the pipe here. So let's try and give you and show you what happens. So just bear with me as I do this. So let's take the tank half away. Okay, so that's what it looks inside the onion septic tank. All right, so we've got the lid on there, and so let's just take the lid off for a second. Our technology is getting crazy, isn't it? Let me just take the lid off. There we go. We can see it in it a bit better now. All right, so all the wastewater comes down here from the property and it fills the tank up. So let me just fill the tank up now. Yeah, all right, there we go. So there is the water in the tank. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, so the tank's left, the wastewater has left the property, and there it is in the tank. It's not always as clean as that, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Okay, and so once the wastewater has come down from here, all right, let's see if I can just change the sun angle a bit here. Oh no, okay, I'll just leave it as it stands. Okay, so once the wastewater has left the property, it fills the tank up. All right, it fills the tank up, and then let me just take this pipe away here, pipe cover. All right, it makes its way from here into the, there we go. Okay, so there we go. So brilliant, job done. Okay, so now you can see it a bit better there. If I go on that angle, all right, so the wastewater's left the property, it's filled the septic tank up, and it's made its way down the outlet pipe towards the soakaway. Now, if you're wondering what this strange object here looks like, a lunar module, well, that is a German silt chamber. Okay, and so basically what normally happens is many septic tanks don't have some kind of chamber from the pipe, from the tank straight into the soakaway here. And what happens is, if you put baby wipes down there, if you put nappies, sanitary towels, what will happen is they will just make their way from here down the pipe and block your soakaway up here. But this kind of German silt chamber here, it captures all the fat and the grease and the sludge. Okay, so the water leaves the septic tank, it then goes into from there, and then watch this, everyone. Oh no, that's picture. Ah, there we go. Okay, so can you see that? There we go. So it goes from the septic tank into down the outlet pipe. There we go, through there, and then it comes out. Here we go, into the soakaway here, and that's where the water comes out. And then from there, let me give you the second part of this. From there, bam! Look at that. All right, there we go. That's right. Brilliant. Water outlet pipe. There we go. And so that is how a septic tank and soakaway work. It's amazing. That's why I love septic tanks. All right, so now let me just put the pipe cover on, and let me put the tank half back on. So there you go. That is what a septic tank and soakaway look like. So let me just zoom out a bit. All right, so now when we zoom out from there, that is exactly what is under the ground there. That's what a septic tank and soakaway look like. So you can see the soakaway. Now the soakaway is the most important part of the septic tank, because unless the soakaway is working properly, the water just won't be able to soak away. So the water leaves the property, look, and then what happens is it just soaks away naturally. Let me just do this. Hold on 2 seconds. Oh, that's the wrong button. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. There we go. Okay, so there we go. And then the water will just soak away naturally back into the soil. There we go. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how a septic tank and soakaway works. And that's typically what an English septic tank and soakaway look like. So these pipes here, just let's go for a deeper dive here. These pipes are actually like perforated pipes. So although you can't really see the perforations on there, they've got millions and millions of holes in, right? And as that water travels along, let's give you another bird's eye view here. There we go. So as the water comes out, makes its way out through the length of the pipe, it will then disperse throughout. So in this area here, there's probably like 1 million holes or something like that. So that's typically how it works. Now, here's the next thing. All right. Now, I don't know if I've got this right, but anyway, that's how it works. Okay. So what causes problems with the soakaway? What goes wrong? Okay. Why do soakaways actually fail to work? Well, that's a very good question. So let me show you this now. So to show you, I've got to basically reset. Just let me reset this. Bear with me a second. All right. So now, as I've already told you, all right, so let me just reset everything here. Put the pipe cover back. Take the tank half out and take the water out. Okay. So now, as I've told you, all the water will leave the property. Okay. So you flush the toilet, you have a bath, you use a dishwasher, all the water leaves the septic tank and it comes down to here. Now, so let me show you this. Okay, so Water in the tank, there we go. But what also happens is over the course of a year, 2 years, something like that, sludge actually builds up. Let me see if we can get this right. Okay. All right. So bear with me a second. Let's see if I can get this right now. I forgot to change the color of the sludge. I forgot to change the color of the sludge. So bear with me a second just while I do the sludge here. Right. So let's take the water out of there. Let's put the sludge number 1 in. All right, so we've got sludge number 1. Just bear with me a second here. Bear with me a second, and I will try it and give you some sludge. All right, let's give you some sludge. Oh, man, there we go. Just bear with me. Oh, no. Come on, sludge. Yes, come on, don't mess me around. All right, so this really is live today. So you're seeing, all right, okay, so what's going on here? Sludge. I may not be able to show you the sludge today. I think it's all gone Pete Tong. It's all gone Pete Tong. Or maybe not. All right, maybe not. Let me try this one more thing. Hold on. Bear with me a second. Let me just see if I can show you. Right, this is where my wasted youth comes into play here. All right, so we get that. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Yes. Hooray. I've done it. Okay. All right. So what happens is over the course of the year, the septic tank also fills up with sludge. Now, when that starts to happen, right, what happens is the sludge makes its way from there. All right. And then, okay, so this is really impromptu, all this, but it's worth just having a look. Let me see if I can do this. Pipe cover. Yep, pipe cover off. All right, so let's just give you this. Come on. Oh, man, what's going on? All right, let's just make this a bit darker. There we go. All right, let's make this a bit darker for you. I might just call this a day in a minute. Not the live show, but the broadcast. As I said, it was a bit impromptu. There we go. So that's what the sludge like. So the sludge, what happens is it builds up in the septic tank and actually then makes its way through the outlet pipe here. And then instead of water coming out of the Soakaway pipes here, right? Soakaway, let me show you. All right, let me show you this one last thing. Just bear with me a second. And I'll show you what happens. I should be able to do this and do that. Yes, all right. There you go. So, and then what happens is the actual sludge gets trapped in the pipe here, all right? And that's basically what happens. And that is why soakaways get blocked and stop working. There you go. So then the water basically can't drain through the soakaway pipes anymore. All right, and that's why once a year, right? This is why once a year you get the tanker man in. Now I've got the tanker man right here. So there you go. There's the tanker. So once a year you get the tanker in, and the tanker man will put his pipe into your septic tank. There you go. And so you get him out, and that will cost you like £200 a time. But this is the problem, right? Once your septic tank has filled up with sludge like that, right? And once the pipes have filled up with sludge, and once the actual sludge has started coming out of the soakaway pipes, you really are in trouble, right? Because the tanker man, although he can suck the sludge out of the tank, it won't fix your blocked soakaway. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so let's just go back to here. So you've got your tanker man in, right? You've got your tanker man in, and now he's going to suck the sludge out of your pipe. So let me just turn this sludge off now. Dum. There you go. Okay, so he sucked all the sludge out of your septic tank, and some of the sludge has gone back out from the pipes. You've sucked that out, but if you look, right, you can't suck the sludge out of your soakaway, and that poses a big problem. And that's a discussion for another day. But the point is, if you don't get your septic tank emptied once or twice a year, then that is basically the problem that you're going to end up facing, right? You're going to have a blocked soakaway, and that's why soakaways become blocked. All right, so that's enough of that. Okay, so let's move on now. I'm going to show you something else that's really interesting now. So let me just shut this down and let me open the next one. Now I'm going to show you a new type of soakaway that really has taken the septic tank industry by storm, to be honest. It's called Easy Drain. Now, did you see on the herringbone systems there how the pipes are all in the shape of a fishbone? All right. So now let me show you this. Now, let's pretend you're putting a new septic tank in and you're putting in a completely new soakaway. So let me show you this, right? This is really good. Okay, so let's hope this works. Let's take the cover off. Okay, so now I've shown you the onion septic tank, haven't I? Well, what I'm about to show you is a revolutionary septic tank design. It's called the Bullet, right? And it's a low profile septic tank. So I'm just going to finish my tea. All right, so this next septic tank is called the Bullet septic tank. Let me show you this, right? These tanks are amazing. All right, bam, there you go. All right, that is what a Bullet septic tank looks like. And it's called a bullet because, I mean, just look at it. It looks like a bullet, doesn't it? And so let me just explain a little bit about this. You saw those massive kind of onion tanks. Now, those onion tanks are typically about, oh man alive, about 10, 11 foot tall. And those are the small ones. The big ones are like 20, 25 feet in height. These bullet tanks basically stay the same height. They're called shallow dig septic tanks because they're really shallow. You only need a very shallow hole, so you only need a small digger to put them in. Now you'll notice that on here there is lots of ribs. Now those ribs designs make the septic tank really, really strong, right? So it doesn't need to be concreted in. Those onion tanks, right, need concreting in. So if you've never put a tank in before and you've got the choice to go for an onion septic tank or a bullet septic tank, go for a bullet septic tank every single time. Yes, you might think, oh, whoa, there's a sales pitch. No, it's not. You may get the onion tanks a tiny bit cheaper, but you'll save about 200 quid up front with the onion tanks, right? Because they are cheaper to buy, but they cost you like an extra 900 to like 1,200 quid to put in because you've got to concrete them in and you've got to anchor them down. You've got to put straps and stuff around them. So it's a no-brainer. Go for a low-profile septic tank. Don't even think about going for those horrible onion tanks, right? They're old technology. All right, so here we go. So let's get back in here. Okay, so there is my bullet septic tank. Okay, now the next thing is the inspection chamber. Bam, there you go. That's the inspection chamber. So you can also tell with the bullet septic tank that because it's so shallow, right? Because it's so shallow, the inspection chamber is shallow. So everything's shallow. So everything's basically built into the topsoil here. Now, this is where it gets really clever now. There's quite a few ways to put the Easy Drain in. So let me show you a couple of different formations. Right? I'm just going to show you one today. I'll show you one another day, right? So the next thing you do is, bam, you just dig a trench. Look at that. So this is a serving suggestion. You can put them in like this, or you can put them in. There's many different ways to put it in, but I'm just showing you. Some people like to put them in a herringbone kind of fashion, but you can see that the trenches for these are nice and shallow. I mean, look at that, right? How shallow is that? So typically, this kind of new septic tank and soakaway, it's not only will it last you like 100 years, 200 years, something like that. You know, it'll be your great grandkids next who have to kind of replace this. But it's so easy to install. Let me show you how easy this Easy Drain is to put in. Have a look at this, right? Right, so let's put Easy Drain number 1 in. All right, so there you go. There's the first pipe. The first pipe basically just goes straight into the inspection chamber there. Look at that. All right, so there's your septic tank, there's the inspection chamber, and it just literally slots straight into the hole there. All right. And the easy drain, it's called easy drain because it's like a special pipe. All right, let's just make that glass a tiny bit smaller. There we go. So the easy drain there is called easy drain because it's so easy to put in. Years ago, with the herringbone septic tank pipes, you had to put like a shingle bed down, and then you had to put the pipe on top of it, and then you had to put your pipe on top of that, and you had to put membrane down. But this easy drain, it's so good because it's all in one. You haven't got to mess around or bother with flipping all those old processes, and that's why it's a lot cheaper. You don't need gravel. You're going to save on this Soakaway. You're going to save yourself at least, flipping heck, 200, 300, 400 quid in gravel. All right, so when you get to this stage, look, I'll just show you what it's like from there. Then let me add the next sections here. Ta-da! All right, you can get a Y piece, right? So you can get these Y pieces that come, and then that sends it to the left and right direction. So we'll call this middle bit here, if we call this middle bit here the central spine, look at that, central spine, and that's going to run down the center here. And then basically we're just putting arms left and right of the spine. So let me carry on here. Let's put the next bit on. Bam, there you go, look at that. So that's the next bit. Let's bring that down a bit. If you're wondering what this hole is here, this is just so, you know, I can actually get in with the camera and just show you, move around without hitting the grass. So that's easy drain there. So let's put the next ones in here. Bang, look at that. So, and this is how easy it is to lay. The next bit goes in there, and the last bit literally goes in like that. There you go. So that is the easy drain, all in. So let me go back and show you, right? So you've got your tank here, all right? You've got your tank, all right? And you connected your first spine to this bit of the inspection chamber. Then from there, you literally, you put a left and right arm on, you put another spine on, left and right arm, put another spine, left and right arm. And that is the easy drain. And that is why they call it easy drain. And so if I was, let's just give you a view here. All right, so that's basically the rough depth of the easy drain once it's in the hole there. And so you can see these trenches are quite shallow. So with the digger arm, you can literally, you're talking about 300 mil, something like that, you know. So if I just get the tape measure here, let me just work this out for you. So this is live, look at that, 300 mil. So you're looking at about 12 inches deep. So let me see, can I get here? Oh, let me go back. Oh, everything's back to front on here. So if you wonder why I'm messing around with the tape measure. So you can, there you go, that kind of distance, that kind of depth. Let me go back here. So that kind of depth, there we go. There you go, that kind of depth, which is nothing with a digger arm there. Sorry, everything's back to front on here and front's back. And let me just make that a bit bigger. What about if I do that? Okay, let's try now. Okay, so there you go, 300 mil. That's better, isn't it? Look at that, 300 mil, 300 mil. Literally almost like, look at that. All right, so it's not very deep at all, all right? So that is the depth. So if you've just wondered what I was going on about, this is the depth we're talking about here, 300 mil. There you go, just like that. And so then what happens is the wastewater leaves the property and it enters the tank here. It then goes through the German silt chamber, and then, let's see if this works. Let me come out a bit. Let's see if we can show you the water going into the Soakaway. Come on. Here we go. Where's the water? Aha. Yes, look at that. Okay, so there we go. And that's how it works. There you go. So let me now put the grass on. So we've got some context here. Yes, all right. So there you go. That is what it looks like. All right. once it's all filled in. So so let's just show you how it works. So it comes from the house. The wastewater leaves the house, enters your septic tank. The German silt chamber traps all the rubbish here. And then basically the easy drain, the water just goes straight down the easy drain there and then just drains away naturally into the soil. So let's show you it draining away now. Okay, so bam, there you go. And it just drains away. And that is why it's called easy drain. Now, some of these products are so expensive on the internet. So what I decided to do was to invent a product that was easy for people to lay, but was half the price of a lot of the Soakaway products out there. So let me give you an example of this, right? So if you're wondering where to get Easy Drain, all you need to do is type in septictank.co.uk. Here's my website here. Let's have a look. There we go. So if I just make it a tiny bit bigger for you. All right, so here we go. So, so here is the bullet septic tank. You know, the bullet septic tank I showed you about first of all. If you click on there, there you go. You can see a lot more about the bullet septic tank on here. There we go. And so there it is. You've got a video there you can watch. And
to install.
Okay, there is some voice.
Shallow dig design. This amazing septic tank will just take you under an hour to get in the ground with a mini digger. It's no wonder this is the UK's most popular selling septic tank today.
All right, so that is, so on my site here, you'll see videos which explain it comes with the EN 12566- government certificate there. Got the dimensions, so literally you just put it straight in the hole and you backfill with some gravel. It's as simple as that. And then just cover it with soil. You can use Soakaway crates. They're another Soakaway that I discussed yesterday in yesterday's live broadcast. Or so if you're wondering why there's Soakaway crates there, but you've got the option of the two. You know, you don't have to go personally. Okay, so septic tank Soakaway crates are fantastic. They're for specific kind of situations, though. So let's say you've got a postage-stamp-sized garden, you've got a small or medium-sized garden. You want to put them under a drive. They've got like a 60-ton bearing load. So that's Soakaway crates, which, as I said, I dealt with that in a live broadcast yesterday. But you can just go on here, and you can buy it there. And yeah, so that's the bullet septic tank. So let me now go down onto Easy Drain. So here we go, Easy Drain. Let me show you this now. So here's the Easy Drain we were just talking about. So you can see the price of it. I mean, 399 quid. I mean, a herringbone system like that to put in for 3 or 4 bedrooms with the shingle and all the membrane and all that, you're looking at treble that. Do you know what I mean? Easy peasy, if not quadruple that. So this is really top quality stuff, but it's really it's fantastic. So there's a video on it I've done as well.
Easy Drain is an amazing shallow dig, flexible, gravel-free Soakaway system. It's so easy to install. Simply dig a trench.
All right, so you've seen me put it in, so there's no need playing that again. But literally, it's plug and play. And there you go. So that's the Easy Drain. Now, just something I want to show you on here while we're here, which I mention a lot, right? And this will save you so much money, right? On the 1st of January 2020, there's something called the septic tank ban, which is coming into force. And the rules and regulations of septic tanks up and down the country are changing. So, for example, if you're discharging into a water course, just wondering if I've got it on here, actually. Let me just see. No, okay, I don't want to kind of muddy the water. But the point is, all the rules and regulations are changing. All right. And so, yeah, that's me. I won't win any Oscars for my prize mug there. But the point being is that this is the form here I'm talking to you about, okay? And this form will save you thousands and thousands of pounds and make your septic tank legal. There's a lot of information here about why the septic tank ban is coming into force and how you can make regulations coming into force on the 1st of Jan 2020. I'm giving away these septic tank compliance forms for free. Literally, jails at septictank.co.uk. Oh, sales of septic sales. That would help if I had the app, wouldn't it? So, and then I click submit, and then basically you can download a free government compliance form. And as I said, literally just lodge one with your solicitor, put one on display in your utility room, in your kitchen, and it'll make your septic tank and your sewage treatment plant compliant. They're fantastic, they are, those forms. So that's just a free tip. If on here, if you want more information on building regs, you can download building regs for free here. It's free. Yeah, and there's no catch. Don't want a penny off you. I love doing this and I love helping people. And one more thing to show you, if you'd like to see, I'm going to go in a minute now, but if you'd like to see more videos that I've done, then you see here I do Septic Tank Live TV. If you click that, you can actually catch up with my live broadcasts. I do loads and loads of them. And so there's tons of them here. There's just a small sample of them, and literally just click one of them.
Good to show you a bit about.
And
okay.
All right, and so this particular one covers building regs. But the point I'm making is, I've got tons of free information on my website here that will help you. Okay, so let me just put that back to normal. There was one more thing I wanted to show you before I went. Oh yeah. So let me show you this as well. If you're putting your septic tank in for the first time, maybe you've got septic tank problems, maybe you've got legal problems with your neighbors, stuff like that. Let me just give you a couple of other pointers. I've got a Facebook site. It's Facebook.com/septic tank company. And point I'm trying to make is I've got loads of free videos. Oh, where have I gone? There we go. Okay. Disappeared then for a minute, didn't I? All right. So on here, let me just show you Facebook.com/septic tank company. I've got tons and tons of free information and videos here. In fact, look at that. That's one I'm doing live right now. There we go. We're live. Look at that. That is live as we're speaking. I think it's a few seconds behind. Hey, I haven't seen that before. Look at that. Oh, where have I gone? That's a bit mad. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. So there you go. So there's lots of free stuff on here. Lots of stuff on there. Septic tank company. I've got. All right. And the other thing to show you, one more thing to show you, is, because I'm just showing you this because there you go. YouTube. If you go on YouTube and you want to see my channel, let's put my channel on here. Here we go. There you go. There's my septic tank channel. And there's tons and tons and tons and tons of videos on there for you. So the point I'm showing you this is because, no, you can't buy anything on there, only from my septic tank shop. But the point I'm showing you all this is because you can get tons of free information and see more of me if you enjoy watching my live broadcasts. All right, so there you go. That's pretty much it today. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my live broadcast today. I'm sorry it was a bit late today. And there was something else. Which I forget now what I was going to do. Someone else did ask me a question, but never mind. Look, I'm waffling on now, and it's 7:45 in the evening. So listen, thank you very much for watching this live broadcast today. Tomorrow I'm back. I'm live in the morning. I think I'm live about 8 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I try and do 2 a day. I'm going to do one tomorrow evening. But listen, thank you very much for watching my live broadcast. Have a great evening, and I'll speak